Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining. So it looks like we have Elena. Is that right? Did I say your name correct? Elena?
Yeah.
Okay, and then is it Gia?
That's not my real name, but you know, my mom's.
How do I say your name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Got it.
After Benjamin
Okay.
Franklin.
Okay, sounds good, Benjamin. And then we have Jeremy. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and we have Maggie.
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Marguerite. I'm going to be your teacher. Have any of you ever taken any classes with ivyGoals before?
I might have.
Yes, a long time ago.
Okay, a long time ago.
I
So,
haven't taken any classes from ivyGoal.
okay, so it's brand new to you. Okay, that sounds good. Looks like we have another student joining us, Elsie. Hi, Elsie. I recognize you. How are you doing, Elsie?
Good.
Good. So this class is meant to introduce you to Grammar 2, which is specifically for 6th to 8th grade level. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the grade you're in, but it's the level that you're going to be learning. So we're going to jump right into it because it's only a 45-minute class. So we're going to move forward with this. I'm going to share my screen with you. And the way that the structure works is that I'm going to be calling on certain students to answer questions. Sometimes I'm going to ask you to answer questions together. So it's important that you're paying attention pretty much the whole time because you never really know when I'm going to call on you. So first I'm going to play this video and I'm going to make sure you can hear it.
Hello, this is teacher Nick. Today we're going to learn.
Can you hear his voice coming through that video?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to expand this and play this for you.
Hello, this is teacher Nick. Today we're going to learn grammar. And the first and foremost, we're going to learn how to write a sentence. But in order to do that, we first have to understand part of speech. Basically, is different types of words in a sentence. Well, we have many different kinds. Some of you probably know, like noun, adjective, verb, adverb, conjunction, and so forth. Some of you may not know, like determiners, preposition, and so forth. So today we're going to go over them briefly. This is our introduction class. Noun related. We have two groups in general. One is noun related. We have noun, of course, common noun. And the most common nouns, we have people, place, things, for example, America, trees, water, and so forth. And pronoun. Pronoun is sort of type of noun, like for example, I, you, he, she, they. And the verb ing now. Verb ing. For example, reading is good for you. So read is a verb with ing. That becomes a noun. Reading. Adjective. Adjective is to describe noun. And we have a common adjective. I am happy. For example. And we also have verb ing. Adjective. This is exciting. So it's a verb ing form. I am excited. That's ed, adjective form. So we have different type of adjectives. Adverb. Adverb might be the most confusing. Many students feel like adverb is for verb only. It's not. It actually can be used for many different ways. It often used to describe, to support adjectives as well, or for the entire sentence. So probably the best way to understand the usage of adverb is it's just very broad and is generally to support an entire sentence, not one or two words. Conjunction. connect things together. You and me, you and I. Or you want to do this or that, or books or candies. Which one would you like? For example, that's an easy choice. Determiners. Determiners, well, we have so many different kinds. I'm just going to go over a few of them. The, and this, that, those, my, yours, his, hers, its, and so forth. And determiners is just determined noun. It belongs to this noun, things belongs to, or how many. Preposition. And of course, is related to position. It's actually it's kind of described where the noun is in terms of its position, in terms of who it belongs to, like for example, off or with me, with you, at, here, there, from America, from California, into some place, in, for. There's so many prepositions. Okay, so let's use noun-related part of speech and form a sentence. A beautifully dressed girl and a boy in the park. Well, we can't really do that because we don't have a sentence. A sentence must have.
I want to pause here for a second and check in with you guys about how, if you're understanding this idea about noun related. So parts of speech, meaning, well, one part of speech can be things that are related related to nouns, right? So, hi Alvin, thank you for joining us. So essentially you can have things that are common nouns, people, places, things, all of these different things, all these things on the list that teacher Nick is talking about. That's an aspect of a sentence, right? And then he's going to move forward and talk about things that are verb related. So nouns are people, places, and things. Verbs are actions, right? So singing, smiling, eating, sleeping, etc. That's all verb related. So then he's going to talk about that now.
Right now we have, well, we don't have a sentence. We just have a bunch of words together. But in this case, we have all the noun-related words together. A, determiner, beautifully, adverb, dressed, adjective, girl, noun, and conjunction, a, determiner, boy, noun, in the park, in, preposition, the, determiner, park, noun. So we used a bunch of noun-related formed, well, somewhat a phrase. Now we have verb related. Of course, verb, we have three different types of tenses. We have present, future, and past, which we'll go over later. Adverb, of course, happily. I'm happily teaching you here. Happily. As you can see, a lot of times, happily, you have ly at the end of adjective to make adjective into an adverb. Conjunction can connect two verbs or two adverbs. So those three type of words are part of speeches that's related to verb related. And verb is the only one that's verb related. And we have adverb and a conjunction that relate to both noun and adverb. So let's also use verb related, create, well, sort of a sentence. Stand happily. Of course, it's not a complete sentence because we don't have nouns. So let's put them together. How about that? Let's put our noun related and verb related. Let's make a sentence. All right, let's go. A beautifully dressed girl and a boy stand happily in the park. All right, let's go make sentences. Let's study hard.
All right, so that was just somewhat of an example that we're going to be moving forward with, and we're going to be talking about lots of stuff together. So we're going to work on taking this initial quiz together, and we're going to be trying to figure out stuff about the nouns and the verbs that we just learned. All right, let's start with Jeremy. Can you read this first question for us?
How many different groups of words to form a sentence at a minimum?
Yeah, so what is the most basic way to form a sentence? You need some nouns, right? And you need some verbs. If you just have nouns, nothing's happening in a sentence. If you just have verbs, there's no subject. It's only action. So the way we want to answer that is noun and verb related. Okay? All right, Elsie. This one, you know what, actually, I recalled that this one was pretty challenging in our last one, so I think I want to do this as a group. So Elsie, can you just read that question, please?
Which types of words are verb related? Only choose all.
Okay, good. So we're looking for the things that are verb related. So we're going to come back up here. Verb related, I see verbs, I see adverbs, and I see conjunctions. So I want to put that in my memory. So I'm looking for verbs, adverbs, and conjunctions. So I'm going to go verbs, adverbs, and conjunctions. You guys understanding what I'm doing here? Yeah? All right, Alvin, can you read question 3, please?
Which types of words are both noun and verb related?
Okay, so which types of words are both noun and verb related? Well, we know with verbs, there's verbs, adverbs, and conjunctions. So we can come down here and click that, right? Verbs, adverb, and conjunction. And now we're looking at nouns here. Nouns, adjectives, adverbs. Let's go down there and see what we got. Nouns, adjective, we already have adverb. Are there any more that I'm missing?
Wait, but doesn't both noun and verb related means like those that are in both lists?
Yes.
So,
Yes. Very
okay.
good. Very good. But let me just go through this first process and I'll show you what I'm saying. So
Okay.
in both the lists right now, conjunction, determiners, and preposition, right? That's in that one. But do we see that in this one? Do we see determiners, preposition, and conjunction? Oh, well, we do see conjunction. So was that, who was that that said that? Was that Alvin? So which ones do you see are in both lists, Alvin?
Well, like conjunction, adverb, conjunction and adverb.
Conjunction, verb, and adverb. Good. So let's make sure we only.
No, not verb.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Ah, good catch. So just conjunction and adverb. Very good. Girls and boys, do you see what we did there? We wanted to find where they overlap, where they exist in nouns and also where they exist in verbs. Very good. Okay, good. So right now we're going to move forward and we're going to try to remember what type of word this is. Is it a determiner, meaning how many there are, for instance? An adverb, which describes a verb. Preposition is location, like under or in, above, outside, right? An adjective, that describes a what? Who knows what an adjective describes? You can just unmute yourself and say it if you know it. Who knows what an adjective describes?
The noun?
That's good. Yeah, who said that?
Me.
Which one Elsie did? Good. Okay. Very good. All right. So let's start with Maggie. Can you read this sentence, please? And then answer for me what kind of word the word for is.
Okay. Thank you, Secretary of State Lawson, for that kind introduction.
Yeah. So what is for? Is it a determiner, adverb, preposition, or adjective?
Preposition.
Okay. So does for explain a location?
For the reason.
Well, for that kind introduction, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's a preposition or a determiner?
Determiner.
You think it's a
Determiner.
determiner? Yeah, I think so too. Probably a little bit closer to that. Good. Okay, Maggie, can you pick somebody to go next out of the list? Anybody?
Okay. Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy, I'm gonna have you please read this sentence here.
Okay.
Just start with that all of
the DHS personnel who have worked tirelessly in a partnership with you to improve the security and resilience of our election infrastructure.
Okay, good. So we're trying to figure out what these words are. Even if you don't know what the whole sentence means, you might be able to kind of guess on the grammatical structure, right? So oftentimes adverbs are going to end in a ly. And we know that because we're saying how that person worked. Worked is a verb, and tirelessly describes the verb. So we're going to say adverb for that. So here I see the security and resilience. What do you think that is, Jeremy? What is resilience? Out of those choices.
I don't know.
Well, is it describing a verb, resilience?
Yeah.
It is? Which verb?
Wait, no, it is not, because
Okay. Is it a person, place, or thing? Can you have resilience? Can you be a resilient person? Do you know what that word means?
I don't even know what the word means.
Does anybody here know what resilience means?
I think more something like you're flexible, you can quickly revert to normal. Like maybe after losing a game, you're sad, but if you have resilience, you can quickly get over it.
Yeah, very good. That's a great explanation. Does that make sense, Jeremy?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So what part of speech do you think that is? Is it a thing? Is it a quality that you can have?
Quality, probably.
Yeah, so what's that? A noun, adjective, or verb?
Is that an adjective?
It's a noun.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing. All right,
Thing.
good. Jeremy, go ahead and pick somebody to go.
Okay, Alvin.
Okay, Alvin.
Hour. Can I see the answer choices? I think hour is an adjective.
Okay, and an adjective would be describing a noun.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, that it's describing adversaries?
Yeah, like our adversaries.
Okay. All right, your turn to pick somebody, please. Somebody who hasn't gone yet, maybe.
Tell me if this person has gone yet. Maybe Alina?
That's fine. Go ahead, Alina.
Is it politicize?
Politicize. Yeah, so go
Politicize.
ahead and read the sentence.
There was a lot of confusion about what happened, with many unfortunately trying to politicize
the issue. So they're trying to do something. It's an action.
I think it's a adverb.
So what verb is it describing then? In order for it to be an adverb, it has to be describing another verb.
Then, it's a verb.
Yeah, good. Okay, go ahead and pick somebody. Maybe somebody who hasn't gone for a little while.
Elsie.
Okay, Elsie.
Where do I read?
Where I have it highlighted.
Russian government
Cyber, like on the
cyber actors seeking
Vulnerabilities. vulnerability.
vulnerabilities and access to U.S. collection.
Good. What does it mean to be vulnerable, guys? What's it mean to be vulnerable? If you're hurt, if I say, wow, she got really hurt and she's vulnerable to her body is vulnerable to getting hurt again. What do I mean by the word vulnerable? Does anybody have an idea? Anybody guess?
I'm guessing like easily to like
Yeah.
easily hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. You are susceptible, or like your body is weakened, or something is weakened, and so something could happen again. So it's a thing, right? So what would that be, Elsie?
Now.
Yeah, good. Okay, can you pick somebody next to go, please?
Wait, who do I pick?
Whomever you'd like.
Jaiwan.
Okay. Benjamin?
Okay. The votes will not change. Any attempt to interfere in our elections, successful or unsuccessful, is a direct attack on our democracy and is unacceptable.
Okay, good. So we're trying to figure out what the word though is. Is though an adverb, adjective, conjunction, or verb?
Adjective will be describing a noun, right?
That's right. We're looking
I feel like it's not describing anything.
What's describing?
I don't think it's describing anything.
It's not going to be an adverb. It's not going to be an adjective.
Pretty sure it's not a conjunction, so I think it's a verb.
Though is a verb. How can you though? Can you though?
Oh no, you can't.
So
Yeah, you can't do that.
Something that connects ideas, because it's trying to connect this idea to the idea that came before it. So the only thing that connects ideas here is a conjunction.
Conjunction. Okay.
Right. Good.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead and pick on somebody to go.
Is Joni there?
Everybody's here.
Okay. Jeremy then.
You're up.
Yesterday's indictments against the Russian intelligence officers are a demonstration that we will not tolerate interference with our democratic processes and that there will be consequences for foreign meddling.
Okay. Adverb, verb, preposition, or adjective?
Preposition.
Good. All right. Go ahead and choose somebody.
I'll go with Alvin again.
Okay, Alvin. So this word right here is pronounced as indictment.
Indictment.
It's when you get called into court.
The suffix ment tells me it's a noun.
Something tells you it's a noun. Okay.
Yeah, like mint, the M-E-N-T.
Ah, good. Good observation. All right. Can you pick somebody to go, please?
Maggie.
Okay, Maggie, your turn.
We want each person to cast their vote with confidence.
Okay, you can pause
That's
there.
the
You can pause there. We want each person to
Okay.
cast their vote with confidence. What is there? Noun, adverb, adjective, or determiner?
adjective.
Adjective. So there is describing what? What sort of noun is there describing?
Each person.
Each person. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, guys, which types of words are noun related only? Anybody can call out. You guys can unmute and tell me which ones are noun related only. What do you guys think? I'll scroll back up if you want so you can take a look. Noun related only. This is what we're looking for. Memorize that. Okay, what do you think? Noun related only. I saw preposition. What else did you guys see? Anybody can unmute and say it. Go ahead.
Pronoun.
I heard pronoun. Okay, keep
Adjective and
going.
adverb.
Adjective and adverb. Other things?
Determiner and conjunction, maybe.
Determiner and conjunction thing. Yeah. And anything else?
Noun.
Okay, let's see how it goes. So this is kind of the premise sometimes for those of you who are new. We'll work together on stuff and then we'll take a quiz and then we'll see. Ooh. Okay, so we didn't do so great on that. And you'll get, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the answers. I just want to show you the format. In a typical class, we would spend a lot more time and we'd go over all the answers together. And then we could understand why some were right, some were wrong. So here we have something that's incorrect. Something that's incorrect. You guys get the idea? So let's move forward. That was kind of just like our first exercise, just to get us into the flow of things. So now we're going to start talking about nouns more specifically. There are 4 types of nouns that we often use. These are not the only types of the nouns. Okay, it's important to remember that these are 4 types out of other types of nouns. So we can use a common noun, which is like people, places, or things. Dog, cat, tree, etc. Pronoun is I, you, her, they, we, right? ing nouns, also called a gerund form of a noun, is when you add ing to the end of a noun. Eating, watching, running, reading. And a noun phrase, also called a clause, noun clause, it adds a whole phrase to explain what that noun is. So you could just say, I'm not sure, or you could say, I'm not sure what I'm going to do tonight. Like if I asked Benjamin, what are you going to do tonight? He could say, I'm not sure. Or he could say, I'm not sure what I'm going to do tonight, right? So let's move forward with this and see if we can take the quiz. All right, so this is an article about what scientists can learn about the moon during the January 31st eclipse. I don't know if any of you guys ever stay up for an eclipse or get to see it from where you live, but they're very, very interesting things. So we're trying to pick what kind of noun this is. So we see using the astronomer's equivalent of heat sensing or thermal camera. Maggie, do you know what kind of noun that would be? It's just one word. There's no ing.
Um,
The equivalent is like just something that's equal to you. So does it have an ing?
ing, yeah.
It does have an ing? Where? Equivalent. I don't see an ing.
Equivalent. Let me see again the selection.
Is it he, she, I, you, we, all of that? No. Is it more than one word? If it is, that would make it a clause. So what's the only one left?
The last one, noun clause.
It's not a clause. A clause has more than one word in it. This has only one word. So it's a common noun.
Comma, okay.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Elsie, can you read this one, please, and pick the correct?
The second full moon in January will take place on the 31, making it a noun.
Making it the first blue moon of 2018. So what is it? It's standing in the place for the word moon. It refers to moon. Does it have an ing?
No.
Is it a clause?
Common noun?
It's a common noun, but is it also standing in the place for another word? Like a pronoun does, like he, we would say he instead of Jeremy, she instead of Elsie, right?
Yeah.
So it's a pronoun. All right, very good. All right, Alvin, can you read this sentence, please, and help us choose?
For the researchers, the eclipse offers a chance to see what happens when the surface of the moon cools quickly. Can I see the answer choices? Noun clause.
Yeah, good. It's more than one word, right? Good. Okay. Jeremy, this next sentence, please. There's two in there.
Okay. This information will help them understand some of the characteristics of the regolith, the mixture of soil and loose rocks on the surface, and how it changes over time.
So
Wait.
regolith is a thing, right?
So that's a noun, or
Yeah, a noun. Good.
and then last one is it's noun clause.
Very good. Good job. Okay. Alina, can you please read this one and answer?
Normally, the transactions into and out of darkness and the temperature change that go with them.
Okay, so them is standing in the place for
Pronoun.
something else. Yes, very good. A pronoun stands in place for something else. Very good. Okay. Benjamin, I see you're eating dinner, but if your mouth isn't too full, do you think you can read that one?
Okay. How quickly or slowly the surface loses heat?
All right. That whole thing right there, is that, which one of that? It's more than one word.
Okay.
So it's a phrase, right? It's a bunch of words.
Okay, pretty sure it's not a common noun.
No.
Pretty sure it's not a pronoun either.
No, not a pronoun.
So that leaves two choices.
Do you see ing in there?
Nope.
So what you got left?
Noun clause.
Very good. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, we still have some more to answer. All right, Maggie, can you read this one, please?
Yeah. Those longer term variations review information about larger features and the bulk properties.
Okay,
Of the comment noun.
Good.
Comment noun.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Okay. Alvin, next sentence, please.
By comparing the two, can I see the answer choices? Ing noun. I think that's an ing.
Well, it does have ing, but the entire thing.
Well, I guess it's a noun clause then.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Let's try ing and see how it goes, huh? I see what you're saying because this has an ing in it. That one's a little confusing, right? Could be probably either. So why don't you try this one too, Alvin?
Scouting out suitable landing sites. I guess that's also a gerund.
It's also a gerund. Yeah, let's see what happens, huh? Sometimes they throw in trick ones like this for us and we have to pick the best of a couple choices. All right. We were right. Good job. So for those of you who don't know sign language, this is when you do this with your hands, that's a silent round of applause in sign language. So you can always give yourself a silent round of applause. Very good work. All right, very good. So we are going to be working on some note taking here. And we're going to need to read this together, and then we're going to take a little quiz on it. Can I get any volunteers to read this first paragraph? Is anybody interested?
Sure, I can read it.
Okay, great.
Two inhabitants of a small street whose homes are adjacent to one another are having a heated dispute. The fighting among the neighbors has become so intense that the police have had to come to the neighborhood several times already. The sullen relationship between two bickering neighbors seemed to be only getting worse with no truce in sight.
Good. Okay. Can I get another volunteer to read this next paragraph, please?
I can read it.
Great.
The fighting started when the one neighbor began renovations on his home. The construction was continuous from early morning to the afternoon and would even resume later at night on occasions. Although the construction company has agreed not to work on the house after 5 p.m. anymore, they also started there is nothing they can do to keep the noise at a minimum. The continuous noise was actually the most trivial matter. It was the thick dust and the heavy trucks constantly coming in and out of the neighborhood that truly upset the neighbor. The dust and the grit would fly everywhere, covering car windows and clogging throats. People complained of the dust getting in their eyes, impairing their vision. The neighbor was also concerned that the trucks were driving too aggressively on the street where children were walking and playing. The truck drivers rarely checked their blind spots and didn't yield to pedestrians.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, Alvin, can you read this next paragraph?
The construction went on for 6 months and was disrupting the entire neighborhood. The neighbor called the police once, claiming that a construction truck nearly struck his car while the truck quickly hurtled down a narrow street. The neighbor also claimed that the driver did not even slow down, but yelled a vicious remark out of the window. The police interrogated the driver and the construction manager, but nothing much came of the matter.
Very good. Okay. Elsie, can you read that final paragraph?
The owner of the house under construction claims that there are only 3 more weeks of work to be done at the house. The neighborhood continues to be upset with this construction, but don't plan to retaliate
Yeah, good.
Retaliate anymore because it will only cause setbacks. Hopefully, the project will end soon and peace will be restored.
Very good. Okay, guys, so we just read a little story about some drama going on in a neighborhood, right? Some neighbors were getting upset because their neighbor was doing some renovations to their house. and making lots of noise and dust and all these things. So I don't know if you ever lived, if there's ever been construction near your house, but it is really frustrating, right? Because there's a lot of noise.
I wanted to add something. So about the construction in the near the house thing, I've never actually been near a house that's construction, but there's one problem. My house is the one being renovated.
So you're very near.
Yeah, it's right. It's like upstairs. It's horrible.
And so is it taking a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened as well.
For you
Because
too?
we rebuilt this whole entire house, so
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
It can take a long time, right?
Yeah, it took like 2 years.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well,
What?
it's nice when it's over.
Mine took like mine takes like a few months, and yours takes 2 years. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
So
Depends
sorry.
on what the project is.
Yeah, because
right?
they're like building it from scratch, you know.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I didn't have to have that.
I know, right? All right. Alina, what is the main idea of this passage? Can you help me pick out the answer for this?
It might be the number 1.
So they are upset about driving on the street fast, but that's not the whole idea. That's not the main idea. That's one thing, but there's something that's a little bit more of a main idea. Does anybody have an idea? Does anybody know? They can maybe help her out.
Probably the second choice.
The two neighbors fight over problems that are occurring during a construction project. Yeah. Do you see why, Alina, that's more of a main idea versus kind of a supporting idea? That makes sense, Alina?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, Maggie. Apparently, the construction hit a major hurdle in the plumbing system that delayed the construction. Where does this sentence fit? Oh, okay. So we need to find where a sentence that has to do with plumbing would go. Is it before sentence 1? That doesn't really make sense, right? Sentence 2, well, that's about the police having to come. That's not really about plumbing. So no need or before sentence 2, in between the intro sentence and the second sentence about the police. What do you think, Maggie? Do you think we need this sentence?
No.
Or, no, it's not really adding anything. Okay. Okay. Benjamin, what caused a neighbor to call the police?
A construction truck driving too aggressively down a narrow street.
Good. All right. Jeremy, what was the result of the police interrogation and the construction driver, or I'm sorry, the
Nothing.
construction manager?
Nothing.
There's nothing. Trick question. Alvin, which major hurdle did the owner claim the construction project hit that delayed the construction? Do you remember?
A problem with the plumbing system?
Okay. Let's see how we do. We got 16 out of 20. Why are the correct answers hidden? I don't know why. That's strange. I'll have to tell them.
Well, at least
Oh, maybe it's because it's a quiz, so like they don't want you to just go back and do it again and come up with all the answers.
You can see the answer. I can see the answers. I'm in a teacher mode, so normally I can. So that's just a bug. But
Okay.
I think we did pretty good on that, and this is actually okay because we have to wrap up here anyways. So this is a 2-part class, and you are going to come back on. Let's see, when do you have your next one? Saturday. So I'm going to see you on Saturday, and I'm going to ask that you do some homework between now and then. And let me pull that up for you, and then I can show you what I want you to do. All right, so it's going to look like a lot, but I want you to just do maybe 1 or 2 assignments a day. You have so this is today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you have 3 days to do it. So let's say do 2 of these a day. None of them are over 20 points. So they're really not actually that much. This is only 2 points, right? 10 points. You should be able to get through this in a couple minutes. So I want you to do all these homeworks in this section. And we're going to talk about one of these homeworks together. I'm not going to tell you which one yet, but we're going to talk about one of these homeworks together in the next class. Does everybody understand how to access their account and how to get into the homework and all that stuff? Does anybody have any questions about anything?
I have a question.
Okay, what's that?
So when they emailed the course, I think my dad had an account, so like I'm using his account. Should I be creating my own or?
Well, your name is currently your name, right? Unless your
Yeah,
dad has the same name.
Yeah, because they edited.
Oh, no, that should be okay. Yeah,
All
that should be okay.
All right, thank you.
As long as you're just in the right module, which is grammar and essay 2 for 7th through 8th grade level. Does anybody else have any questions? That was a great question, but does anybody else have any other questions? All right, friends, since there's no more questions, I'm going to end the session here. Next session is going to be a couple minutes longer than this one, but don't forget to do these homeworks, and I will see you on Saturday, okay?
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.